Question 1. What is the fundamental principle of British life concerning the rule of law? A. Everyone must follow the law. B. The law is flexible and can be interpreted differently. C. Only the government must follow the law. D. The law does not apply to the monarch. Answer. A. Everyone must follow the law. The rule of law is a fundamental principle in the UK that states everyone, regardless of position, must follow the law. Question 2. Name the battle in 1314 where the Scots defeated the English. A. The Battle of Hastings. B. The Battle of Agincourt. C. The Battle of Bannockburn. D. The Battle of Stirling Bridge. Answer. C. The Battle of Bannockburn. This battle saw the Scots under Robert the Bruce defeat the English, significant in the First War of Scottish Independence. Question 3. Who was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War I? A. Winston Churchill. B. Neville Chamberlain. C. Herbert Asquith. D. David Lloyd George. Answer. C. Herbert Asquith. He was the Prime Minister when World War I began in 1914. Question 4. In which year did the UK originally join the European Economic Community? A. 1973. B. 1967. C. 1952. D. 1981. Answer. A. 1973. The UK joined the European Economic Community, now known as the European Union, in 1973. Question 5. Who is the patron saint of Scotland? A. St. Andrew. B. St. David. C. St. George. D. St. Patrick. Answer. A. St. Andrew. St. Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland, and St. Andrew's Day is celebrated on November 30th. Question 6. What is the significance of the Bill of Rights, 1689, in UK history? A. It established the rights of Parliament over the monarchy. B. It abolished the rights of the monarchy. C. It declared war on France. D. It ended the feudal system. Answer. A. It established the rights of Parliament over the monarchy. The Bill of Rights 1689 is a landmark act that set out certain basic civil rights and clarified who would be next to inherit the crown. Question 7. What is the main role of the Secretary of State in the UK government? A. To oversee local government. B. To preside over the House of Lords. C. To head a major government department. D. To manage foreign affairs only. Answer. C. To head a major government department. Secretaries of State are senior ministers in charge of specific governmental departments. Question 8. Which Acts of Parliament began the process of devolution in the UK in 1998? A. The Human Rights Act. B. The Devolution Acts. C. The Scotland Act and Government of Wales Act. D. The Acts of Union. Answer. C. The Scotland Act and Government of Wales Act. These acts were instrumental in devolving powers to Scotland and Wales, respectively. Question 9. What are the main responsibilities of the Home Secretary? A. Economic development. B. Education and culture. C. Internal affairs and immigration. D. Healthcare and social services. Answer. C. Internal affairs and immigration. The Home Secretary is responsible for the internal affairs of England and Wales, particularly public safety and immigration. Question 10. What does the Crown dependencies refer to in the UK? A. Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. B. The Isle of Man and the Channel Islands. C. Overseas territories. D. All areas where the Crown has sovereign rights. Answer. B. The Isle of Man and the Channel Islands. The Crown dependencies refer to these territories, which are possessions of the Crown, not part of the UK, but self-governing possessions. Question 11. In what year did the Great Fire of London occur? A. 1666. B. 1642. C. 1650. D. 1675. Answer. A. 1666. The Great Fire of London, which devastated a large part of the city, occurred in 1666. Question 12. Who is the official head of the Commonwealth? A. The Prime Minister of the UK. B. The Monarch of the UK. C. The President of the USA. D. The United Nations Secretary-General. Answer. B. The Monarch of the UK. The British monarch is the ceremonial head of the Commonwealth, a voluntary association of 54 independent countries. Question 13. What document limited the powers of the King for the first time in 1215? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Charter of Liberties. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Domesday Book. Answer. C. The Magna Carta. This document, signed by King John of England, limited the powers of the King for the first time, emphasizing the rule of law. Question 14. When did women over the age of 30 gain the right to vote in the UK? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1939. D. 1945. Answer. A. 1918. Women over the age of 30 were granted the right to vote in 1918 through the Representation of the People Act. Question 15. Name the poet laureate who wrote The Charge of the Light Brigade. A. William Wordsworth. B. Alfred Lord Tennyson. C. John Keats. D. Robert Browning. Answer. B. Alfred Lord Tennyson. He wrote this poem commemorating the British cavalry charge during the Battle of Balaclava in the Crimean War. Question 16. What are the 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom? A. England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. B. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. C. England, Ireland, Wales, Isle of Man. D. England, Scotland, Ireland, Bermuda. Answer. B. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. These are the 4 countries that constitute the United Kingdom. Question 17. Which 1707 agreement led to the creation of the United Kingdom? A. The Magna Carta. B. The Acts of Union. C. The Anglo-Irish Treaty. D. The Commonwealth Charter. Answer. B. The Acts of Union. This agreement between England and Scotland in 1707 led to the creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Question 18. What is the role of the Prime Minister in the UK? A. To serve as the head of state. B. To serve as the head of the military. C. To oversee the judiciary. D. To lead the government and oversee the executive branch. Answer. D. To lead the government and oversee the executive branch. The Prime Minister is the head of the UK government, responsible for overseeing the operation of the government and the execution of policy. Question 19. What event is commemorated on Guy Fawkes Night? A. The end of the English Civil War. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. D. The Battle of Hastings. Answer. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Guy Fawkes Night marks the foiling of the Gunpowder Plot, an attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 20. In which year did the Titanic sink? A. 1905. B. 1912. C. 1918. D. 1923. Answer. B. 1912. The RMS Titanic sank on April 15, 1912, after hitting an iceberg during her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City. Question 21. What flower is traditionally worn on Remembrance Day? A. Rose. B. Poppy. C. Daisy. D. Tulip. Answer. B. Poppy. The poppy is traditionally worn on Remembrance Day in the UK to commemorate military personnel who have died in war. Question 22. What is the process for amending a law in the UK? A. The Queen must approve changes unilaterally. B. Changes must be approved by a public referendum. C. Amendments must pass through both Houses of Parliament and receive royal assent. D. The Prime Minister can amend laws without Parliament. Answer. C. Amendments must pass through both Houses of Parliament and receive royal assent. This is the standard process for amending laws in the UK. Question 23. Who was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Winston Churchill. C. Harold Wilson. D. Tony Blair. Answer. A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the longest-serving British Prime Minister of the 20th century, holding office from 1979 to 1990. Question 24. Which country did King Henry VII's wife, Catherine of Aragon, come from? A. France. B. Spain. C. Germany. D. Italy. Answer. B. Spain. Catherine of Aragon was from Spain and was the first wife of King Henry VIII. Question 25. What ship famously carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620? A. The Mayflower. B. The Victory. C. The Beagle. D. The Endeavour. Answer. A. The Mayflower. The Mayflower is the ship that carried the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620. Question 26. In what year did the Bank of England become independent? A. 1946. B. 1997. C. 2001. D. 1989. Answer. B. 1997. The Bank of England was granted independence in 1997, giving it control over setting interest rates independently of the British government. Question 27. What movement in 1832 reformed the electoral system in Britain? A. The Chartist movement. B. The Reform Act. C. The suffrage movement. D. The Labour movement. Answer. B. The Reform Act. The Reform Act of 1832 reformed the electoral system by increasing the electorate and reducing the power of the House of Lords. Question 28. What is the legal voting age in the UK? A. 16, B. 18, C. 21, D. 25. Answer: B. 18. The legal voting age in the UK is 18. Question 29. Which two houses form the UK Parliament? A. House of Commons and House of Lords. B. House of Representatives and Senate. C. House of Lords and Senate. D. House of Commons and House of Representatives. Answer: A. House of Commons and House of Lords. The UK Parliament is bicameral, consisting of the House of Commons and the House of Lords. Question 30. Name the document that outlines the rights of Parliament and the limits on the Crown's power. A. The Magna Carta. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Constitution. D. The Declaration of Rights. Answer: B. The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights, 1689, outlines the rights of Parliament and sets limits on the powers of the Crown. Question 31. Who is entitled to request the dissolution of Parliament? A. The Prime Minister. B. The Queen. C. The Speaker of the House of Commons. D. The House of Lords. Answer: A. The Prime Minister. The Prime Minister can request the dissolution of Parliament, traditionally granted by the monarch. Question 32. What is the highest court of appeal in the United Kingdom? A. The High Court. B. The Court of Appeals. C. The Supreme Court. D. The Magistrates' Court. Answer: C. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court of appeal in the UK. Question 33. What is the minimum age for jury service in the UK? A. 16. B. 18. C. 21. D. 25. Answer: B. 18. The minimum age for jury service in the UK is 18. Question 34. When did the UK decriminalise same-sex relationships between men with the Sexual Offences Act? A. 1967. B. 1975. C. 1982. D. 1990. Answer: A. 1967. The Sexual Offences Act of 1967 decriminalised private homosexual acts between men over 21 in England and Wales. Question 35. What year was the National Health Service, NHS, established? A. 1945. B. 1948. C. 1952. D. 1960. Answer: B. 1948. The National Health Service, NHS, was established in 1948 to provide healthcare services funded by the government. Question 36. Which British scientist is credited with inventing the World Wide Web? A. Charles Babbage. B. Tim Berners-Lee. C. Alan Turing. D. Isaac Newton. Answer: B. Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee is credited with inventing the World Wide Web in 1989. Question 37. What year did Scotland vote to remain part of the United Kingdom in a referendum? A. 2014. B. 2010. C. 2000. D. 1995. Answer: A. 2014. Scotland voted to remain part of the United Kingdom in a 2014 referendum. Question 38. Name the famous British admiral known for his victory at Trafalgar. A. Admiral Nelson. B. Admiral Drake. C. Admiral Hood. D. Admiral Jellicoe. Answer A. Admiral Nelson. Admiral Horatio Nelson is famous for his victory at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. Question 39. What is the purpose of the Commonwealth? A. To enforce British rule worldwide. B. To provide mutual economic assistance among former British colonies. C. To foster international cooperation and trade agreements. D. To promote political, economic, and social cooperation among member countries. Answer D. To promote political, economic, and social cooperation among member countries. The Commonwealth aims to foster international cooperation and development among its member countries. Question 40. Who was the first woman to be elected as the Speaker of the House of Commons? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Betty Boothroyd. C. Theresa May. D. Harriet Harman. Answer B. Betty Boothroyd. Betty Boothroyd was the first woman elected as the Speaker of the House of Commons, serving from 1992 to 2000. Question 41. In what year did the UK host the Summer Olympics most recently? A. 1948. B. 2012. C. 2000. D. 1984. Answer B. 2012. The UK most recently hosted the Summer Olympics in 2012 in London. Question 42. Which Act of Parliament granted devolution to Scotland? A. The Scotland Act 1998. B. The Devolution Act 1995. C. The Union Act 1707. D. The Independence Act 1945. Answer A. The Scotland Act 1998. This act granted devolution to Scotland, establishing the Scottish Parliament with powers over many areas of domestic policy. Question 43. Name the architect who designed the Elizabeth Tower, commonly known as Big Ben. A. Christopher Wren. B. Augustus Pugin. C. Charles Barry. D. Norman Foster. Answer C. Charles Barry. Charles Barry was the architect who designed the Elizabeth Tower, which houses the bell known as Big Ben. Question 44. What was the primary purpose of the Human Rights Act 1998? A. To establish the UK's independence from the European Union. B. To codify protections under the European Convention on Human Rights into UK law. C. To create rights for healthcare and education. D. To limit immigration and establish border controls. Answer B. To codify protections under the European Convention on Human Rights into UK law. The Human Rights Act 1998 incorporated the rights set out in the European Convention on Human Rights into domestic British law. Question 45. Name the first English king of the House of Tudor. A. Henry VII. B. Henry VIII. C. Edward VI. D. Richard III. Answer A. Henry VII. Henry VII was the first Tudor king, coming to power after defeating Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth Field in 1485. Question 46. What historic event took place on 6 February 1918 in the UK? A. The signing of the Treaty of Versailles. B. The Representation of the People Act granting women over 30 the right to vote. C. The end of the British monarchy. D. The Battle of the Somme. Answer B. The Representation of the People Act granting women over 30 the right to vote. This act was a significant step towards universal suffrage in the UK. Question 47. Who was the Prime Minister of the UK when it entered the European Economic Community? A. Harold Wilson. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Edward Heath. D. Tony Blair. Answer: C. Edward Heath. Edward Heath was the UK Prime Minister when the country joined the European Economic Community in 1973. Question 48. What is Stonehenge, and why is it significant? A. A medieval castle in Scotland. B. A prehistoric monument in England known for its unique stone circle. C. A Roman fort in Wales. D. A modern sculpture in Northern Ireland. Answer: B. A prehistoric monument in England known for its unique stone circle. Stonehenge is significant for its historical, cultural, and architectural importance, often associated with ancient Druid ceremonies. Question 49. In which year was the Battle of Agincourt fought? A. 1066. B. 1415. C. 1642. D. 1815. Answer: B. 1415. The Battle of Agincourt, a major English victory in the 100 Years' War, was fought in 1415. Question 50. What is the significance of the Magna Carta in today's UK legal system? A. It has no relevance in modern law. B. It is considered foundational for constitutional and human rights law. C. It dictates the rules of succession to the throne. D. It serves as the written constitution of the UK. Answer: B. It is considered foundational for constitutional and human rights law. The Magna Carta's principles underpinning justice and the rule of law continue to influence the UK legal system. Question 51. Who was the UK's first female Prime Minister? A. Queen Elizabeth II. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Theresa May. D. Indira Gandhi. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the UK's first female Prime Minister, serving from 1979 to 1990. Question 52. What historic agreement was signed between British and Irish governments in 1998? A. The Belfast Agreement. B. The Dublin Accord. C. The London Treaty. D. The Easter Pact. Answer: A. The Belfast Agreement, also known as the Good Friday Agreement. This agreement helped to end most of the violence of the Troubles, a political conflict in Northern Ireland. Question 53. Which monarch reigned during the Victorian era? A. Queen Victoria. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. King George III. D. King Edward VII. Answer: A. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria, whose reign from 1837 to 1901 is known as the Victorian era, presided over a time of industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change within the United Kingdom. Question 54. What landmark piece of legislation established the welfare state in the UK post-World War II? A. The National Health Service Act 1946. B. The Welfare Act 1948. C. The Social Security Act 1950. D. The Beveridge Report. Answer: A. The National Health Service Act 1946. This act played a key role in establishing the welfare state in the UK, including the creation of the NHS. Question 55. What was the primary reason for the English Civil War in the 17th century? A. Disputes over religious freedom. B. Economic crises and peasant revolts. C. Conflicts between the monarchy and parliament over power and governance. D. Invasions from foreign powers. Answer. C. Conflicts between the monarchy and parliament over power and governance. The English Civil War was primarily fueled by power struggles between King Charles I and Parliament. Question 56. Name the main principles outlined in the UK's unwritten constitution. A. The supremacy of the monarchy. B. Parliamentary sovereignty, the rule of law, and the separation of powers. C. Direct democracy and religious rule. D. Presidential governance and federalism. Answer. B. Parliamentary sovereignty, the rule of law, and the separation of powers. These principles are fundamental to the UK's unwritten constitution and political system. Question 57. What was the purpose of the Elizabethan Poor Law of 1601? A. To establish colonies in the New World. B. To provide pensions for the elderly. C. To address poverty by setting up systems of poor relief. D. To redistribute land from the rich to the poor. Answer. C. To address poverty by setting up systems of poor relief. The Elizabethan Poor Law established a system for supporting the poor and is considered a foundation of social welfare. Question 58. Which British monarch succeeded Queen Elizabeth I? A. James I. B. Charles I. C. Henry VII. D. Edward VI. Answer. A. James I. James I succeeded Queen Elizabeth I in 1603, uniting the crowns of Scotland and England. Question 59. Name the river that flows through London. A. The Thames. B. The Severn. C. The Mersey. D. The Tyne. Answer. A. The Thames. The River Thames is the major river flowing through London. Question 60. When was the last successful invasion of Britain, and who led it? A. 1066 by William the Conqueror. B. 1588 by the Spanish Armada. C. 1707 by the Acts of Union. D. 1940 by Nazi Germany. Answer. A. 1066 by William the Conqueror. The last successful invasion of Britain was the Norman conquest led by William the Conqueror in 1066. Question 61. What is the role of the opposition in the UK Parliament? A. To support government policies. B. To provide a government in waiting. C. To manage the Parliament's budget. D. To appoint members to the judiciary. Answer. B. To provide a government in waiting. The role of the opposition in the UK Parliament is to challenge the government and provide an alternative to the current government, often referred to as a government in waiting. Question 62. Name the official home of the Prime Minister. A. Windsor Castle. B. The Palace of Westminster. C. 10 Downing Street. D. Chequers. Answer. C. 10 Downing Street. 10 Downing Street is the official residence and executive office of the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Question 63. What system of law does England and Wales primarily use? A. Civil law. B. Common law. C. Sharia law. D. Codified law. Answer. B. Common law. England and Wales primarily operate under a common law system, which is based on case law and judicial decisions. Question 64. Describe the significance of the Commonwealth Games. A. A sports event for former Soviet republics. B. An international multi-sport event involving athletes from the Commonwealth of Nations. C. A local sports festival celebrated in London. D. A global military sports competition. Answer B. An international multi-sport event involving athletes from the Commonwealth of Nations. The Commonwealth Games is a significant sporting event that brings together athletes from over 50 nations to compete in various sports, promoting friendly competition and unity among the Commonwealth countries. Question 65. What is the main function of the Cabinet in the UK government? A. To advise the Queen on policy matters. B. To provide funding for government projects. C. To debate legislation in the House of Lords. D. To make major policy decisions and oversee the government. Answer D. To make major policy decisions and oversee the government. The Cabinet is composed of senior government ministers, mostly from the House of Commons, who make key policy decisions and oversee the operation of the government. Question 66. Which Act introduced the concept of no taxation without representation in British history? A. The English Bill of Rights. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Stamp Act. D. The Acts of Union. Answer C. The Stamp Act. While the Stamp Act was an American colonial legislation by the British Parliament, it led to the rallying cry of no taxation without representation, significantly influencing British and American history. Question 67. What historical figure is known for the phrase, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat"? A. Queen Elizabeth II. B. Winston Churchill. C. Tony Blair. D. Margaret Thatcher. Answer B. Winston Churchill. This phrase is from a speech by Winston Churchill, given during his first address as Prime Minister in 1940, setting the tone for Britain's involvement in World War II. Question 68. What was the Beveridge Report, and why was it significant? A. A document that proposed reforms to the British educational system. B. A wartime report proposing comprehensive social insurance to address welfare. C. A financial report on the costs of World War II. D. A parliamentary report on the effects of industrialization. Answer B. A wartime report proposing comprehensive social insurance to address welfare. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, outlined the foundation for the modern British welfare state, including the creation of the National Health Service. Question 69. Name the 19th century British Queen known for her expansive colonial policy. A. Queen Mary. B. Queen Elizabeth I. C. Queen Victoria. D. Queen Anne. Answer C. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria, whose reign marked the height of the British Empire, oversaw a period of industrial expansion, cultural development, and colonial expansion. Question 70. What landmark law in 1833 changed labour conditions in the UK? A. The Factory Act. B. The Poor Law. C. The Slavery Abolition Act. D. The Child Labour Act. Answer A. The Factory Act. The Factory Act of 1833 was a significant piece of legislation that sought to improve conditions for workers in factories, particularly children. Question 71. Describe the role of the monarchy in modern British government. A. It holds absolute power over all branches of government. B. It is mainly ceremonial with no real political power. C. It controls the military and foreign policies. D. It has the power to dissolve Parliament at will. Answer B. It is mainly ceremonial with no real political power. The modern British monarchy acts as a ceremonial figurehead. Real political power lies in Parliament and the elected government. Question 72. When was the last act of the death penalty carried out in the UK? A. 1964. B. 1985. C. 1955. D. 1977. Answer A. 1964. The last executions in the UK were carried out in 1964, after which the death penalty was effectively abolished for murder in 1965. Question 73. Who is known for the discovery of penicillin? A. Alexander Fleming. B. Marie Curie. C. Charles Darwin. D. Isaac Newton. Answer A. Alexander Fleming. Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin in 1928, which became the first widely used antibiotic and revolutionized medical treatment of bacterial infections. Question 74. What battle marked the beginning of Norman rule in England? A. The Battle of Hastings. B. The Battle of Yorktown. C. The Battle of Agincourt. D. The Battle of Bosworth. Answer A. The Battle of Hastings. The Battle of Hastings in 1066, in which William the Conqueror defeated King Harold League, marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. Question 75. What are the main components of the UK's criminal justice system? A. The police, the military, and the Crown. B. The police, the courts, and the prisons. C. The Parliament, the courts, and the police. D. The courts, the schools, and the local councils. Answer B. The police, the courts, and the prisons. These are the main components that make up the UK's criminal justice system, dealing with law enforcement, adjudication, and incarceration. Question 76. Name the British scientist who formulated the laws of motion. A. Albert Einstein. B. Stephen Hawking. C. Isaac Newton. D. Charles Darwin. Answer C. Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton, a key figure in the scientific revolution, formulated the laws of motion, which are fundamental to the study of physics. Question 77. What key event happened in the UK in 1928 concerning electoral reform? A. The establishment of the Labour Party. B. The granting of equal voting rights to men and women. C. The first broadcast of a parliamentary session. D. The signing of the Kellogg-Briand Pact. Answer B. The granting of equal voting rights to men and women. In 1928, the Representation of the People, Equal Franchise Act granted equal voting rights to men and women over the age of 21. Question 78. Who was the Prime Minister during the Falklands War? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. John Major. C. Tony Blair. D. Harold Wilson. Answer A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the UK Prime Minister during the Falklands War in 1982. Question 79. What is the primary purpose of the Welsh Assembly? A. To govern Wales independently of the UK. B. To oversee foreign policy in Wales. C. To manage local education standards. D. To legislate on devolved matters in Wales. Answer: D. To legislate on devolved matters in Wales. The Welsh Assembly, now known as the Senedd, has the power to legislate and make decisions on devolved matters within Wales. Question 80. What does the UK's climate change policy aim to achieve by 2050? A. To reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 50%. B. To increase the use of fossil fuels. C. To achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions. D. To eliminate the use of electric vehicles. Answer: C. To achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions. The UK's climate change policy aims to reach net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050, aligning with global efforts to mitigate climate change. Question 81. Describe the UK's stance on international trade. A. The UK opposes all forms of international trade. B. The UK supports free trade and actively engages in international trade agreements. C. The UK allows trade only with Commonwealth countries. D. The UK has a policy of trade only with EU countries. Answer: B. The UK supports free trade and actively engages in international trade agreements. The UK promotes and engages in free trade and is a participant in numerous international trade agreements to foster economic relationships globally. Question 82. What Act governs data protection and privacy in the UK? A. The Data Protection Act 1998. B. The Privacy Act 2005. C. The Information Rights Act 2012. D. The Data Protection Act 2018. Answer: D. The Data Protection Act 2018. This act updates data protection laws in the UK, including GDPR provisions, to protect personal information and enhance privacy rights. Question 83. Who was the first British astronaut in space? A. Tim Peake. B. Helen Sharman. C. Michael Foale. D. Richard Branson. Answer: B. Helen Sharman. Helen Sharman became the first British astronaut and the first woman to visit the Mir space station in 1991. Question 84. What is the special relationship between the UK and the USA? A. A formally established military alliance. B. A cultural and historical bond emphasized by close political, diplomatic, and military cooperation. C. A trade agreement initiated after World War II. D. A legal agreement on shared governance. Answer: B. A cultural and historical bond emphasized by close political, diplomatic, and military cooperation. The term special relationship describes the exceptionally close political, diplomatic, cultural, economic, military, and historical relations between the two nations. Question 85. What landmark event led to the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland? A. The Magna Carta signing. B. The Acts of Union 1800. C. The Norman Conquest. D. The English Civil War. Answer: B. The Acts of Union 1800. This set of acts united the Kingdom of Great Britain with the Kingdom of Ireland in 1801, forming the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Question 86. What British series of agreements ended hostilities in Northern Ireland? A. The Belfast Agreement. B. The London Pact. C. The Edinburgh Agreement. D. The Dublin Treaty. Answer: A. The Belfast Agreement, also known as the Good Friday Agreement, 1998, largely brought an end to the period of conflict in Northern Ireland known as the Troubles. Question 87. What significant law was passed in the UK in 1967 concerning broadcasting? A. The Broadcasting Standards Act. B. The Public Broadcasting Act. C. The Marine Broadcasting Offences Act. D. The Digital Broadcasting Introduction Act. Answer: C. The Marine Broadcasting Offences Act. This law was introduced to combat pirate radio stations that were broadcasting from ships outside of national waters. Question 88. Who is responsible for setting interest rates in the UK? A. The Chancellor of the Exchequer. B. The Governor of the Bank of England. C. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of England. D. The Prime Minister. Answer: C. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of England. The MPC is responsible for setting the key interest rate to manage monetary policy and control inflation. Question 89. What major constitutional change occurred in the UK in the 1990s? A. The introduction of the euro as the national currency. B. The devolution of powers to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. C. The abolishment of the monarchy. D. The signing of the Maastricht Treaty. Answer: B. The devolution of powers to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The 1990s saw significant constitutional changes with the devolution of powers to these regions, providing them with greater autonomy. Question 90. Describe the process of a bill becoming law in the UK Parliament. A. A bill must be approved by the Prime Minister, then by the Queen. B. A bill only needs to pass in the House of Commons. C. A bill must pass through several readings in both the House of Commons and the House of Lords and receive royal assent. D. A bill is passed after a public referendum. Answer: C. A bill must pass through several readings in both the House of Commons and the House of Lords and receive royal assent. This process ensures that legislation is thoroughly reviewed before becoming law.